Hi, I'm Wild Bill. This is the 15th of May. Having an interesting artistic moment today. I was hearing a song in my head, and as I heard it, I started envisioning how I would perform it. And then at one point, I was hearing stuff without envisioning it that was pretty good. I'm like, whoa, I could make a useful contribution to this song. I got up to come over and play what I heard in my head, and I realized my mechanical skills aren't up to that. What I was hearing in my head, I was like a little bit fooling myself. And I started to get up and I was like, wait, I can't. And then I started going through my head and then envisioning it without sitting at the piano. How would I play that? Where would I get lost? Where would I exceed my understanding and not naturally go for something because I didn't think it should go there? Pretty interesting. And it brought up a conundrum. I've heard some of this from other people lately, so I think it's a relevant point of discussion. I'm a person who approaches something differently pretty often. If I sit down and play one meatball, which I did not too long ago, it sounds the way it sounds today, or yesterday, or the day before, or 2 weeks ago. Or I listened to one earlier that I had recorded back in 2020, and then I listened to another one I had recorded in 2021. And I would think that I would get better. As I played more and as I got more used to a song, I would get better at it. Well, the first version was very tentative and light and really kind of haunting. It carried something I wanted that song to carry. It's a song about sadness and being poor and how tough it is and how people don't give sometimes. And I really liked the version. And then I came back and listened to that later version, 2021 version, and it was a lot more engaging. I was more in contact with the camera. You could feel that there's an audience supposed to be there, right? And I'm interacting with an audience, even though it's through the camera. I played pretty well, a little more up tempo, a little more full, a little richer, not as much tentative, hesitant. What am I doing here, and how does that work? More of the this is what I do, And I like that version. It had a lot of performing elements to it that the first version didn't have, but the first version had a better artistic feel. It communicated better how I feel about that song than the second version, which sounded polished, rocky. The first version sounded, like a guy sitting in an alley somewhere playing his sadness, not quite knowing how to express it. And I was charmed by it. Not because it was me, probably, but because I liked that version. But then hearing the newer version, which was much more polished in terms of performing, but not more polished artistically speaking. And that's the dichotomy. I haven't been able to play much lately. My hands are having trouble. And that means that when I sit down at the piano, I don't always have a sequential improvement over all the other times I've played, because it's been a week, 2 weeks, it's been a month. It's only on Wednesdays I play. See what I mean? So every time I sit down, again, it's like it was when I was coming up. I don't know how I'm going to play that song. I don't know how I'm going to count it in my head. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it until I sit down and start playing it. And sometimes I'll be a minute into a song and go like, oh, it's like this, and suddenly I'm there. But it may not be the way anyone else hears it. And it may not be the way I hear it next time. I have 5 songs, 7, maybe 10 songs altogether, but 5 strong ones that I can play pretty much exactly the same every time. So much to the point where I am a little nervous about it. I think I should try to be stretching to make them grow. But those songs are already grown. They don't need more work. Even though I attempt to put some in, I'm not really doing anything that's needed for those songs. Those songs are completed artworks. I'm amazed. I don't think of music as a completed artwork. I think of it as a growing, living thing. But in this case, Ring Ball is a mature song. Candlelight is a mature song. I don't want to play it any other way. Dragon's Teeth is a mature song. Imprints is a mature song. Tears of a Fool, another mature song, though I play it with more variety because I have a lead segment in it, whereupon I experiment with the framework of the song. Pretty simple, 2 chords. But I do so in such a way that I feel that I'm being relevant and fairly melodic. Again, I come up against this interesting conundrum. Because I can't progress mechanically, I can out-progress my hands conceptually. I'm growing as an artist, but it's internal now, it's not external. And what I hear can't be communicated through my hands anymore. I still have skills. If you're new to piano, you would think I have mad skills. If you're an experienced pianist, you'd think like, well, he makes good use of the holes in his ability and creates a seamless tapestry. And anyway, it's respectable, it's admirable. If he had a little more instruction, maybe he'd be more complete. And an expert would be like, okay, yeah, he's one kind of entertainer. I'm another. So, I am at the state now where I can hear better than I can play. And I don't want to let go of getting better playing, but I don't want to let go of learning faster than I can learn with my hands. My brain is now learning for this little bit of time faster than my hands can. That's so different than how it's been every other time. Very interesting. Blah, blah.